Hi guys, I hope everybody is fine there. Today we have got a new lecture, and that is the Elizabethan Age in English literature. Previously we had discussed about different periods. So we began with the Old English literature, and that was our lecture 1. Soon after it we delivered our lecture number 2, that was about Middle English literature, in which we had Age before Chaucer in lecture 2. And after lecture 2 we had lecture 3, which was about Chaucer's age. And after that we delivered our fourth lecture rather. We had the Renaissance period, which is a part of modern English literature. In Renaissance, today we are going to deliver about Elizabethan Age. That would be our lecture number 5. In Elizabethan Age, as it is mentioned over here, that it began in 1558 Common Era, and it finished in 1603, right? So this CE means it's the actually Gregorian calendar. Previously we had terms like BC, before Christ, and now we have got neutral terms BCE, before Common Era, right? And for AD, which is Anno Domini, right, means in the year of the Lord. So we have got another neutral term for this as well, that is CE, means Common Era. Okay, let's begin the lecture about Elizabethan Age, right? So let us recall rather that the one map we had about the modern English literature, right? So modern English literature, you can see this map, rather sketch, I had previously given in the previous lecture, right? So you can see here, so in the Renaissance period we have got different ages, and the first age that we are going to discuss about, that is Elizabethan Age today. Right. Soon after it we would discuss Jacobean Age, Caroline Age, Commonwealth Age, and then we would move to New Classical Age, Romantic Age, Victorian Age, Edwardian Age, and Georgian Age. Okay, so Elizabethan Age. Let's see first about the political situation over there in the Elizabethan Age, right? This period has been named after Queen Elizabeth of England. So who was she? She belongs to the Tudor family, and that was a Protestant English royal family. So she and her ancestors from the Tudor family came to the throne as a result of the War of Roses. So War of Roses, in the notes I will also be sharing all those things. In the War of Roses, right, that was a civil war rather, between the Plantagenet family, right, between the houses of different Plantagenet family. That was of some 30 years war that began in 1455 and ended in 1487. So these were a series of civil wars for the power struggle. Every of these houses wanted to capture the throne of England. So in these houses that struggled for the power, so they were the House of Lancasters, and they had the symbol for them, red rose. And the second house that struggled for the power, that was the House of Yorks, that had the symbol as white rose. So they had a civil war for some 30 years in which they killed each other, and as a result of the weakening of these two houses due to these series of civil wars, it paved way for the Tudor family. And then the Tudor family is the third house in the Plantagenet family that got the opportunity to grab the power, and they came to the throne. So Queen Elizabeth actually belongs to this family, Tudor family, right, who got the throne as a result of the War of Roses. So when she came to the throne, she faced internal and external threats. So, what were the internal threats? Actually, there were sectarian riots between the Catholics and the Protestants. And the Catholics and Protestants are the two sects in Christianity. So, what external threats she faced? One Spanish armada, right? A fleet, right, armed with different weapons came from Spain to attack England. So that happened in 1588. So these two threats she faced soon after her coming to the throne. So since she was a great leader, so she managed to overcome all these problems, both the internal and the external threats. How did she overcome the internal threats? She brought political stability in England, and that promoted peace and harmony. Whereas she defeated the foreign enemy at English sea shores, and that promoted feelings of nationalism, patriotism in England among the English. So England progressed and became the commercial hub for Europe. That is why this period has been named, is also named as Golden Period of England. Since due to her great leadership qualities, so this period has been named Golden Period of England, and as well as after her as Elizabethan Age. So let's discuss the literature of this age. In this age we see particularly drama that thrived, right? So we see that it is the greatest period of drama, and it's also a great period for poetry. So let's discuss the development of drama during this age. So what's drama actually? Drama is a literature intended to be performed. So drama during this period of Renaissance became very much popular in England, and you know, great dramatists we had in this age like Christopher Marlowe, Shakespeare, right? These were the great names. So let's discuss the drama itself. So it's the earliest form of drama was miracle or mystery plays, right? What were miracle or mystery plays? They were plays that retold the stories from Bible, and they dealt with the lives of saints. And were the morality plays were actually plays that stemmed from these mystery or miracle plays. They used allegorical stories to teach moral lessons using Christian lessons or symbols, right? So interludes was also a form of drama that emerged during the 16th century, right? And what was that? It was a new kind of drama. And interludes were actually a sort of interval, right? A short play that was played during the interval, right, of longer plays. For example, a long play was, right, presented in front of the audience, and when there was a break. In that break, a short sort of play was performed. That is known as interlude. Okay, let's particularly discuss Elizabethan drama. Elizabethan drama is also termed as romantic drama. Why? Because it revolted against the rules of the classic drama. The classical drama had, we know, three unities: unities of time, unity of action, and unity of place. It revolted all those, or violated all those three unities of the drama set by the classics. So these violations were done actually. Why? Because it was considered that the audience here in England at that time were unscholarly, and they had no interest in the details of art, so they wanted just amusement. So for their amusement, so there was a violation in the three unities, right? Okay, so let's discuss some important devices during this used during Elizabethan age in the Elizabethan drama. What were they? So soliloquy, one of the dramatic devices used in we see at a lot of places in different dramas. For example, if we read Shakespeare's drama Hamlet, there we have Hamlet as the central character of the play. He has soliloquies all the time. He discusses with himself. So soliloquy is the character's self-talk that reveals his inner thoughts and his conflicts. What was Hamlet's conflict, for example? So he had a confusion, to be or not to be, used to say, and that was whether to kill his father's murderer or to leave him. So that was something, his inner conflict, and he used to express his inner conflict in his soliloquies. And we have another dramatic device in Elizabethan drama, that is iambic pentameter, right? Sorry, iambic meter. Let's discuss iambic. What iambic means? Iambic means hours of right, particularly a verse, right? In that verse, we have got different syllables. So we divide those syllables into 5 syllables, in which we have the first as unstressed syllable, the second as stressed syllable. So this is one pair. Same sort of pairs, 5 pairs we have got in one verse, right? One means 5 pairs. 5 pairs means 5 syllables. In those syllables we have got one unstressed, one stressed. So this way this verse goes. So iambic pentameter, I have forgotten to write here. Iambic penta means 5. So in the verse there are 5 pairs called foot as well. So in these foots we have got 2 syllables. In every foot we have got 2 syllables, one unstressed, one stressed. So this combination of 5 foots, right, is known as iambic pentameter. Okay. I have given an example as well here, like DA. You can see DA with small letter means unstressed, and DUM, dumb, in capital letters means this is stressed. So one unstressed, one stressed, and you see there are 5 pairs. So one pair is known as foot, in which we have got 2 syllables, one is unstressed, one is stressed. Fine. Let's move to another dramatic device used in Elizabethan drama, that was blank verse. So what is blank verse? Blank verse is actually again the same iambic pentameter we have got in one verse, but that verse is unrhymed with the next verse. So 2 lines of poetry which are unrhymed, written in iambic pentameter, are termed as blank verse, right? This technique is known as, this composition is known as blank verse. Okay, so after that we have got another dramatic technique or device over here, that is disguise. And you know, disguise means to have a change in your dressing, right, so that people may not recognize you. We have got a lot of disguise, right, this technique in the dramas during that were performed during Elizabethan Age. And we also see supernatural characters in these dramas, right? They will play a very pivotal role, right, in these Elizabethan dramas. And we have got the abusive language as well in these dramas. At all different places, the characters, they use abusive language. Okay, so let's have some definitions over here that we have discussed in this lecture. Drama, that is the literature that is intended to be performed, right? Miracle and mystery plays I have already defined, right? And mystery plays 2, morality plays 2, interlude as well I have discussed during the lecture. So I have written all these definitions over here for your convenience, but you can log into my blog. There you will find all the notes for these different lectures, right, video lectures. Okay, so let's discuss about the themes that were used in Elizabethan drama during Elizabethan Age. We have got power and kingship, as a theme in these dramas: love and romance, revenge, fate and destiny, conflict between good and evil, ambition, anti-Semitism. All these were the themes used in Elizabethan dramas. So types of dramas we have here. Tragedies we have in this age. So the first tragedy is Garbaduke. Garbaduke was published in 1561. That was the first English tragedy, and we have got the first comedy that appeared in 1552 as Ralph Royster Doyster. Right. So who wrote Garbaduke? Garbaduke was written by two writers, Thomas Norton and Thomas Sackville, whereas the first comedy, Ralph Royster Doyster, was written by Nicholas Rodald. And we have got the first tragic comedy as well in this age, and the first tragic comedy was The Faithful Shepherdess, and was published in 1608. It was written by John Fletcher. So the great dramatists of the age are Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, Robert Greene, John Lilly, Thomas Kyde, and many others. Right? And the popularity of Elizabethan drama so led to the building of theatre and the development of companies, right, that hired different actors rather, and those actors were paid by those companies. So that was the popularity, due to the popularity of the Elizabethan drama, all that occurred during Elizabethan age. Thank you very much for listening me.